I don't wee out of my bum.
Hello and welcome to Shit Dinner Party. I'll probably turn that down. It's far too loud. It's really annoying. Sorry for that. But that's what dinner party's like. It's Shit Dinner Party, everyone. The online streaming and exhausting show that sets out to prove once and for all that being forced to stay away from other people is for the best. I'm your host, and I'll be reading from this the entire time. I'm Michael Legge, and I will be serving up for you tonight a smorgasbord of delights, a banquet of laughter, and a sick bucket of awful guests. Thank you for joining me and being my awful guest tonight. You're very welcome. Come on in, relax, unwind, turn your feet off, help yourself to a Ferrero Rorschach and some fizzy hummus. I'll smash open a bottle of grey wine, and just in case none of you get on, do not worry, because I've invited a couple of backup guests and they should be here any minute. In fact, I think I can hear one of them stealing my front door right now. Please welcome my lovely guest. It is Margaret Caborn Smith.
Hey.
Hi, Margaret.
Hello. I brought
Do you
a
know what
bottle
that is what I expected from you, because you're such a presence on Radio 4 and so much quality drama and comedy. I expected the first words from you to be and you did not let me down, because that is...
You don't clear your throat, Michael.
I don't. I'm not a trained actor.
No. And if you
I
don't
barely
do that,
wipe my
people
arse.
will think you're underwater. Oh, look, like my wine, it says anus on it. That's what I brought
that's
you.
good. Is that
Brought you an empty bottle. Thank you for
you
inviting
brought an
me.
empty bottle of anus. Thank you.
Better than a full one.
In a way, that's true. But a bottle of anus, either way, awful.
Yeah.
Margaret, food. I've ordered some food for you tonight, Margaret. Thank you so much for coming to the dinner party. I've ordered some food, so it's on its way to you. But first of all, let's get to know Margaret a little bit better. Margaret, where do I know you from?
Well, I was thinking about this. I actually think, weirdly, we met in a cocktail bar, which doesn't sound very realistic, does it?
No, I can't imagine either of us being in a cocktail bar.
No, but we were.
I can imagine you working in one.
Do you want to do the rest of the song, or?
Yeah, a little bit.
I can imagine you working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. That's catchy.
We were never formally introduced.
We were formally introduced, Michael, because as you well
Yes,
know, the first thing you said to me was, I think I'm going to murder you one day.
Well, I just had that strong feeling, and I haven't been able to shake it since. I remember, I don't think I had it wasn't a dream. It was one of those things where you wake up and you're sort of half thinking and your brain's not quite working yet. So it sort of felt like a dream. But I remember once waking up laughing at the idea of you being going to Dignitas to end it all. I do apologize for this, but when the doctor came in, to give you that lethal injection, he turned around and it was me, and I went, "I fucking told you." That's.
The thing is, I haven't had a dream about me going to Dignitas even. So it seems like you really are focused on my.
Here's the thing. I absolutely. You are number one in my people. Number one for people I do not want to die ever. Number one.
Attenborough.
But way below. Way below. Yeah. But I'm telling you. Do you know what? We get it. They're animals. What else you got, dickhead? And what I'm saying is, though, But if you did die and it wasn't at my hand, it'd be like, oh man.
Yeah, it would be a wasted opportunity. Yeah, it's the narrative, isn't it? We're interested in story.
It would be like if I find out that you died, say, in a plane explosion, I'd be like, oh, we didn't get to say goodbye the way I wanted to say goodbye to you.
But I think if I died in a plane explosion, which isn't a phrase, but if I did, then you would find a way that it was your fault. That's what I think is true about
Oh, I'd claim responsibility.
Look into it.
I would claim responsibility because at the end of the day, our relationship is based on that one joke, and I will make that joke work.
Also, you claim responsibility for every terrorist atrocity that's happened since 1987.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're right. And the thing is, I've committed them, and no one believes me because it's like, what again? Well, you did this one as well. Yeah, the boy who cried 9/11. Now, Margaret,
yes.
K. Boyd Smith.
The boy who cried.
Enough
9/11.
of the Radio 4 banter. Welcome to Shit Dinner Party. You probably go to dinner parties all the time. Would you call yourself the life and soul of a party or a dinner party?
I think I am in a very sort of panicky, needy way. You know, one of the difficult things about Zoom things is that, you know, like when you go to a normal party, you can't see everyone's face right here all the time. And like if there's lots of people on Zoom, there's always some people doing this.
Yeah. Yes.
So it doesn't matter if some people are engaged and whatever.
Yeah.
There's miserable people there.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for me to.
You're right. Technically, there'll always be a few people who are in the kitchen. Like,
yes, exactly. Or hiding in the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that must have happened to. Have you Zoomed a lot? There must have been someone just in the loo. Like, this is how I am.
Oh, I've heard some.
If I have to be in one of these Zoom parties, I'm having a shit.
Yeah.
Can I go back to the 9/11 stuff? Anyway, Margaret K. Boyd Smith, one of my dearest friends, someone I absolutely cherish. Have you ever made an enemy at a dinner party? And if the answer is no, can you tell us something about anything?
I don't think I can. I did. I had a.
Well, that's a shame.
I went to a dinner party of very, very rich, posh people once.
Right.
And the guy next to me, pretty much, I said to him, "What do you do?" And he said, "I don't really need to do anything. I'm loaded." And I just went.
Yeah, no.
And I didn't speak to him for the whole rest of the night. So he probably hated me because I literally didn't say another word to him. But I think he's all right to have as an enemy. Although I think he may have inherited Morrison's.
Right. Oh, I was about to say, do you know who that man turned out to be?
Only
Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's who he was. Well, you were very welcome, but please, Margaret, shut up, because I've arranged the dinner party seating plan in this strict order of boy, girl, and prick. So I think we'd better meet our other special guest. And I think I can hear him shouting at the doorbell right now. Will you welcome to Shit Dinner Party? It is Paul Litchfield. Hello, Paul.
Hello. How are you, Michael?
You sound like you sound like you're like piloting a plane.
Yeah, in the Second World War.
Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah, a really old plane.
Well, it is quite an old-fashioned flat that I live in.
Yeah,
and it is, and it is listed. So maybe it is listed as maybe weaponry. I'm not sure.
As a Spitfire.
It's great.
Am I living in a Spitfire?
That's first.
It's great that you're still using the old Victorian Wi-Fi from the original building.
That's true. Yeah, all my Wi-Fi's wooden.
Yeah, Paul. Welcome to the Shit Dinner Party. I've cooked you a lovely meal. It's on its way to you.
Oh no! Oh, good.
Now, so look forward to that.
Yeah.
So, Paul, where do I know you from?
I'm not entirely. I think we met when we were doing impro round some, but it wasn't improv on stage for anyone
you met
else.
on stage.
No, not on stage. Not on
that.
stage. Not on stage. We were sort of like practicing it.
This is even worse.
I know.
Backstage.
Way worse.
Hang on, Margaret, I've practiced it with you.
You have.
Oh shit!
Thank you. Remember
This is-
the
why did we
year
do
of the
this?
clown.
Year of the Clown in Lewisham.
Yeah. And I seem to remember we were round someone's flat who was a member of the improv team. No, not you, Margaret. Sorry. But no, it's not. Yeah, thank you. And there was a woman, I'm not going to say her name, but she had a tattered and torn and ripped and shredded and bled and burnt American flag that was framed on her wall. And I really couldn't wait to get out.
No, that was the first American flag.
What, genuinely? She owns it?
No, because it would be in a fucking museum.
Exactly. So why did she have that, like, all framed up? It was
Now,
horrible.
why does anyone have anything, Paul? You're a man wearing a wig. For no reason. We could.
It's a dinner party. I dressed up smart.
Your formal wig.
This is my formal wig.
Well, Paul, you won't feel the benefit when you go out. That's all.
No, you really won't. So please relax. Paul, have you ever been invited to eat with another person?
Yes, unfortunately, I have, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm much more of a fan of eating first and then meeting. That's much nicer, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Just literally doing a baguette like, and then.
Let's have a bit of honesty right here on Shit Dinner Party.
Okay, I'm a Pisces. No, go on.
Okay, that's too honest. What
Yeah,
about
it's a lie,
where is your cutoff point with eating bleeding into drinking? Like what I'm saying is, if I've boozed at 5, that means I'm not eating for the rest of the day.
Right.
There will be no dinner. Once booze starts, food's gone.
I think you can have wine with dinner, but you can't have anything else. You can't suddenly start having.
I never miss a meal ever.
Well, yeah, we know.
Ever.
We know that, Margaret. We know several of our Edinburgh shows started at 8.
Yeah.
Or actually overran because you had to have a snack.
Yes.
That's fair enough.
I need my show pepperonis. Oh, go on then, Margaret. Have your show pepperonis.
No, I can't do it. As soon as drinking time starts, whatever time that is, sometimes it's 7.
I think
But, you know,
I think wine is perfectly permissible with a meal.
No, you're missing my point. You're missing my point. No, you're both.
I can only do one thing at once.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying. Once drinking starts,
once drinking starts,
will not happen.
Well, then I should be dead. I should be dead over the last 2 months. I should be here.
No. Well,
because my alcohol intake has gone up so much that I'm just looking at pictures of chickens. It's terrible.
Yeah, I saw a good joke today which said one thing I think we've all learned is that you don't need fun to have alcohol. I think that's very true.
That is absolutely true.
Spot on.
Paul,
yes.
You are a cook. You've made dinner for me. I think a few times.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Have you ever organised a dinner party or similar? And if the answer is no, what question is the answer yes?
Well, the fastest land speed mammal is the cheetah. Yes. No,
Yes,
I have.
okay.
I have. Yes, I have made and done, prepared and catered for, but no more than like 4. I think 5 maximum, 5 or 6. That's it.
Mm.
Well, of course, because that's fucking mental.
It's
Yeah,
loads.
Like the idea of being wealthy enough to entertain seems like a waste of your money.
Oh,
Like you've destroyed the one good thing about being rich.
I'm going to
great.
be.
Now I've got a table that I can fit 12 round.
I'm going to.
Some arseholes.
And it'll just be me and my jigsaw. What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like people.
Why don't you just eat your jigsaw? Just put various bits on it, and you can have it as little crudités.
All right, Margaret. Let me be
Edible
very honest.
jigsaw.
Share the
Edible
results.
jigsaw. Come on, that is a lockdown winner.
That's
Yeah.
money spent.
Margaret, I
Yes.
just want to be honest with you right here. I'm not saying I hate people. I know I've got an image, but I do quite like people. But I don't like the idea of risking everything by cooking the people I like a meal and then talking to them like everything's normal while I'm in here panicking that, yeah, they're all going to get dysentery. I mean, it's too difficult. It's too. You can see why at 5 o'clock, you know, if I poured a glass of wine for all my guests, it'd be like, here you go. Oh, I'll have one too. Oh, I've had wine now. Well, fuck the dinner.
Yeah.
Here's your floor wine. Here's your floor wine.
Suck it up out the carpet.
Michael, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I mean, I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I ran a Macmillan coffee morning for a very good reason, and you even came to that. And there was about 20 people here, and I couldn't fucking wait for all of you to get the fuck out of my flat. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Honestly, if it makes you feel any better, I actually genuinely thought that was really impressive that you did that.
It was amazing.
Also, I couldn't fucking wait to leave either.
No, it was just horrible.
Could not.
It was horrible.
Why was it so horrible?
Because everyone was in my flat.
These things are horrible. You're not supposed to meet anyone.
And also,
and I suppose like you can just shut your laptop these days.
Yeah,
you shut your laptop.
What you cannot do is shut your flat.
No. Well, if you could explode it, but it would be extreme.
I mean,
right.
I'm
going to blow up this flat if you don't get out now.
Well, as you know, my flat is a Spitfire, so I'm going to crash my flat unless you bail out. But it was just too stressful. It was just too. And
I think providing food for anyone, and I mean, I like people, but
yeah, it wasn't stressful. Like I didn't care if anyone dropped anything or any of that bloody rubbish. It was just there's too many of you all in one place, and this is weird. And some people I knew really well, like you, Michael, and there was others who came. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I think I saw you once, like in autumn of 1943.
Do you know what?
Why are you here?
Do you know what, Paul? I mean, I don't want to slag off that dude because
you can't. I'm slagging it off. It was horrible.
I realised that you put it on, and it was a coffee morning, and it was coffee, teas, and cakes, and people sitting around and talking.
Yeah.
And I know that must have been a lot of pressure on you, and I was terrified of the entire experience. But if there was one good thing about that morning, I'm not kidding you. There was like this box on a table, and people had put money in it, and I just got about 30 quid out of it before that.
Oh, no,
actually, it
made some money.
Disaster.
It's rare to make money at a party.
Yeah. Oh, mate, if I go to a dinner party, I make it fucking rain. You better show me some green, if that's a phrase. Now, listen, we're going to have a dinner party. We're having a dinner party now.
I think my food has arrived.
Yeah, well, can we get to your food in a minute?
Okay.
Right. I've got one more question for Mark. Well, for all of us. Fuck it. Kenny, who's doing the tech tonight, Kenny, you can answer this. What is your most romantically disastrous dinner party? I have one in mind for me, which was romantically disastrous.
I've had so little romance in my life.
Well, see, it doesn't have to be romantically disastrous.
No, I did once.
You could have just fucked it up for.
Well, in front of a guy I really fancied. I got very drunk and fell on the floor on my face, and my skirt went basically over my head. And it wasn't until that happened that I remembered that I was wearing a pair of tights that had a massive hole in the arse. And that was very disastrous. Just sort of in front of him, it was a display.
So did he actually see your little swastika tattoo?
Yes, and the Garfield one on the upper cheek.
And the Garfield one pointing towards the more important one. Yeah.
I went to a dinner party with someone who I'd been going out with for 6 weeks, and she was so
fictional.
Well, in a way, she would have been better off being fictional, that's for sure.
Right.
But she was so sort of like excited that she had a boyfriend, and I was too young to give a shit about relationships. I was 23, so I know it's terrible.
Oh, no,
and she's
upset.
gone, do you know what? I talk about you to my best friend like every day. Just talk about you all the time, every day. And I was going to go, and I can't wait for you to meet her. And anyway, turns out when I got there and I met her friend, me and her friend used to. So.
Oh.
Had she not mentioned your name?
Yeah, I guess just
What a weirdo.
she just
No,
just
that's
went,
her fault.
I am not saying his name, but this is what he
It's
vaguely looks
amazing.
like. Yeah.
Wow. What?
He is a mailman.
Just a series of clues about you.
But anyway, we split up during that dinner party.
That's sort of almost what happened to me on New Year's Eve, because I've been going out. You've met her as well, Michael. Anyway, and we'd only been going out for about 8 months, and suddenly we were into that. We're going to probably spend New Year's together, aren't we? Because we're at that weird state. We're nearly a year, so that's what we're doing. And it happened to be quite a posh, proper dinner party. Big, like 20, 30 people around a table, and then it was all the fun of New Year, etc. And she didn't really want to be there, but she thought she'd show face and bring me and introduce me to people, blah blah. And then she decided, actually, I really want to go home and start painting the landing. And so she said to me, look, we're going and we're doing this. And I was like, I'm not going with you then. I'm not spending my New Year's old acquaintance be with rollers. Can you imagine? And she genuinely was like, no, I really want to get this done. I was like, but what now? Why now? What do you
Why? What, for the new year? She needed a fresh landing.
All the landing was sort of...
see her in.
Yeah, that's it. She wanted... I'm going to start the year with a fresh coat of paint.
Who doesn't? That's what I think. Every
Yeah.
end of year, I think I am going to have to get a fresh landing.
Yeah, instead of...
when I wake up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe instead of party poppers, Margaret, you just have a huge tin of paint.
Now,
That becomes your colour scheme.
one
is what I
last
do.
question before we move on to the meal.
Ooh.
And I think, Paul, you probably already answered this question. I was going to say, what is your most awkward dinner party experience?
No. I haven't answered it.
Oh shit, is my response to that. Can I tell you mine really quickly, because it is quite a quick story.
I'll do mine quick as well. Go on, but you go on.
I got caught stealing something from the person's house who was
Okay, I'm not competing with this.
Yeah, it was really awful.
What were you trying to steal?
What was it?
I was stealing the REM album Out of Time, which I
That's a good
had
album.
and then lost. And then I literally lifted it and put it in my coat.
And did you just feel because you'd lost it, you deserved
Oh yeah,
one?
I stole it because I lost it, and I just I hate being here, and I'm just gonna nick it.
Oh, I really
Yeah.
wish it was something more just insane. Like I was trying to steal a canoe. I just... Wow.
No, but the dinner party circled me, like it just went. But why? Why? And I just went. I didn't do it. I didn't. It's in your pocket.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Didn't do it.
Michael, sometimes when I hear these stories, I'm like,
You just want to kiss him.
I can't piece it together. I can't piece together all of your lives up until
No, I'm very. I mean, I think what you're trying to be kind and say I'm complex and interesting.
eclectic.
Yeah.
Isn't he eclectic?
No, I just like nicking shit.
Turns
Okay.
out,
Turns out you're a bit of a klepto.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
I'm
So,
eclectic.
eclectic. Yes. Come on, guys.
Now.
We can sign off now, guys. That is good work.
Oh no, Paul. What's your
Blankety
terrible,
blank.
awkward story?
Well,
Is it going to be?
I'll tell it super quick. Dinner party, 6-7 people. We turned up and we could already tell as soon as we walked in the door that the host and the hostess had a Barney. It was so obvious.
Sure.
Atmosphere
Yeah.
was just dreadful. So we
Yeah,
sat
love
there
it.
and it got worse and worse and worse to the point where their argument couldn't be contained and they started going at each other. And we're all just literally
fucking.
sat silently.
But arguing.
Just getting the
And
pepper
argue
out
fuck.
like that. Getting the pepper out, you know. So it got to a point where it got so bad and we're all very quiet, just sort of scraping our plates and not looking. And I'll never forget this. Literally, after these 2 lines, everyone left. We just left. There was no goodbyes. It was just...
Yeah.
It got to the point where he turned around to her and he said, oh, Christ. He said, stop acting like a fucking child. And she said, stop fucking me like one.
Right. Had you eaten at that point?
I think we were just starting the main. Just picking it up as you
You're
go.
all right. Okay.
Hand through the letterbox trying to grab
There's
them.
no getting back from that.
I mean,
Did
No
they split
way.
up? Presumably they split up then.
they were together, I think, for at least a year after that.
Right,
You're gonna
I'm
need
telling
to
you this
tell me
now.
their names.
You know what? That is an angry,
Text me.
vicious
Text
row. An angry,
That is-
vicious row. But they say about angry, vicious row, oh yeah, but the makeup sex, there's no makeup
Not after
sex
that.
after you fuck like a
I couldn't
child.
have sex with
They
anyone.
somehow
after
managed to
that.
have a makeup fight.
Had some
If I
terrible
could
sex
just
and
reiterate-
makeup
That was
fights.
better than the previous.
If I could
Makeup
just
and
reiterate
sex.
my emotion when you told me that again.
I know. It was just, we all just literally went, right, I think we'll be off
Okay.
then.
Okay. Bye bye.
And we all just slipped away like,
Yeah.
I think we all went to the pub like,
Yeah. At least you had each other. Imagine if you were the only
Yeah.
person at that
yeah.
party.
Are there positives
Imagine if
to
it was
fucking
you
like
and
a
me that had
child?
said it.
I'm trying to see the silver lining here. Like some kids are really good at a Rubik's Cube, and that's quite a technical thing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
if you're good with your hands in the right place.
Mm.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, you could build a wall quick.
right.
What's
I'm
that
just trying to. I'm just trying to see where the positives might be for someone going, "You fuck like a child."
There's
Like-
just nothing. There's just everything about
Right,
those
yeah.
two exchange lines. Is just.
Yeah.
But there's an interesting. I mean, we just shouldn't go into it, should we?
Oh, I'll call them and we'll get them
Yeah.
involved.
Kenny, can we get them on the line, Kenny? Can we
Oh,
get
yeah,
them
no,
on the line?
They're on their way, apparently.
Oh no, Michael's had them
let's send them a
delivered to my
Deliveroo.
house. They're in this
Speaking of-
bag.
Speaking of sending a Deliveroo, Margaret, Paul, let's have a look at your meals. Have your meals arrived?
They have.
Yes,
It's
they have.
outside the door. I'm going to get
Let's
it.
have a look at your. Oh
You
yes,
filled,
brilliant.
Michael.
I'm very excited about this. I
Okay.
have sent tonight's meal to Margaret and to Paul.
I think this is my. Is this my starter or my mains?
Yeah, that could be a starter.
Starter, lovely,
You've got
nice.
Stella.
Stella.
Margaret's is from M&S. That's
Oh right, very good.
I
I
mean,
think they're both from M&S actually.
it's M&S, which is a step up from that
Yeah,
garage that you went
M&S.
to last week.
Yeah, so there you go. And what else have you got, Paul?
Starter, and then I've got a nice starter or main again.
Yeah, tonic water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I've definitely got a lovely dessert. And you
Uh-huh.
you do know, Michael, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth because I've got 2 kilos of sugar.
So there you go. I mean, that's cocktails,
That's dessert
Yeah.
sorted, isn't it?
sugar, and tonic water. So that's good. So you're that's what you're going to be competing for tonight, Paul.
Brilliant.
Margaret,
Well, this is
what have you got
amazing.
in your bag of shit?
Starter.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, perfume.
A glass of
No,
Prosecco
no.
for the cunts.
Yeah.
A litre of perfume.
Main course. And it's not-
Hey.
Oh, some juggling tools.
and here's a pudding cover.
Right.
Oh,
Next.
it's like the end of Cracker Jack. Just with alcohol.
I mean, I'm delighted with that.
Well, I'm delighted for us.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Michael. It's very kind of you.
Well, listen,
Absolutely
I do
brilliant.
not want you to leave this show empty
Ever.
stomached. Now, let's have a look at the scores so far. Margaret, you I should have told you I'm marketing.
Scoring this. That's not
Scoring
dinner
you.
parties.
You've got
Dinner
2.
parties don't work like that.
No, you've got 2 points so far. Paul, how
Okay.
many points would you like?
Can I have 3?
3. So
Three.
what's that,
Three.
30?
Of course it is.
30.
33.
So at the moment, Paul's just edging ahead with 30 points. Margaret, embarrassingly behind with 2. Now,
Oh, she
This-
shot herself. She shot herself.
To go and clean this up.
Oh no, you are having carpet food again.
so Margaret has delayed shit dinner party by being shit at a dinner party.
Well, no, she's actually done what is the ultimate faux pas at dinner party, is it? Spill wine on the carpet.
Oh, that's true. Oh, and fuck the host. I mean, not me.
Oh, yeah, well.
I mean, oh, God. Christ.
Now she's got to...
What a grey funeral that would be.
Now she's got to work out how to deal with the stain.
I brought the bath mat out to clean it up.
You're going to have a bath now?
Yeah, it's best.
You know what? Let's please ignore her. Margaret, we're moving on.
Okay.
Are you going to sit on it?
I'm sitting in it.
Paul, Margaret, my favourite part of the meal is the starter. Right after we've all tweeted Grace, there's nothing I like more. There's nothing I like more than a yummy grilled soup, a delicious melon bhaji, or just a refreshing light slap. But don't fill up on Bez. Don't know what the fuck I meant by that. Because
well, he is like a starter, isn't he?
He is a bit like a starter
of the Happy Mondays.
What I'm saying is, not everything that starts well ends well.
No.
Just ask my neighbour, Gwyneth. Here we go. While dining at the Duke of Suffolk's stately home, Gwyneth started eating her main meal with her dessert fork. And 4 years later, her husband had a stroke. Of luck! Sadly, it was a stroke of bad luck, and he had a stroke.
I just want to write that down.
Shame that. But let's see if our guests, and here at Shit Dinner Party, let's see if our guests can guess how these starters finished. I'm going to read some stories from questionable websites. You tell me how the
questionablewebsites.com. I love that one.
Yeah. I'm never off it. Here we go. This is scenario number 1. I will tell you the story, but you tell me how that story ends. Here we go. Okay. 1. The only thing rock musician Matthew Roberts knew about his early life was that he was born in Chicago in 1968, put up for adoption by parents who either couldn't take care of him or didn't want to. He had an average middle-class upbringing, but was never able to shake that lingering mystery about who his birth parents were. So, in 1999, Roberts contacted an adoption search organization for details, and they gave him the name of his real mother, who he then met. What's the end of that story?
Was his mother also his wife?
That's well, do you know, that would make certain days of the year easier, wouldn't it? And then the rest of the year way harder.
Did he somehow find out that his mother was Tina Turner?
No, although you're slightly closer than Margaret was.
Oh.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, his mother was the artist Turner.
You know, when I met my mum, the light that she provided was so amazing.
Dappling light that she gave me.
His mother in Chicago.
Chicago, 1968. So?
Yeah, that does sound like Tina Turner. I think it is. I think it's got to be.
Are you sticking with Turner?
You're both going with Tina Turner.
Even though we've been told it's not true.
Even though we don't know, we know categorically that's not true. We are sticking with Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. I'm going to read out the entire story. Here we go.
All right.
The only thing rock musician Matthew Roberts knew about his early life was he was born in Chicago in 1968, put up for adoption by parents who either couldn't take care of him or didn't want to. He had an average middle-age upbringing. That's how
no, that's a really weird upbringing.
Yeah, it's really weird childhood, isn't it?
Mummy,
you are 30.
Mummy. At the end of the day,
I want
olives.
I want olives, Mummy.
But never able to shake that lingering mystery about who his birth parents were. So in 1999, Roberts contacted an adoption search organization for details, and they gave him the name of his real mother, who he then met. She told him about his father. She told him that his real dad was one of 4 men whom she'd had sex with at an orgy in 1967, and his name was Charles Manson. So,
Oh, hang on. Charles Manson can't have been all 4 of those men.
apparently he was the daddy, though.
He was all man,
Yeah.
wasn't he? He was all man.
I think the baby
can't take that away from him.
swastika
Can't
just
take that.
here.
He was all Manson.
Well, that's all we got time for tonight on Points of View.
Here we go. So
Wow.
no points there. No points there.
Ow.
Here we go. Scenario number 2. I'll give you the first part of the story. You tell me how it ends.
Tina Turner.
In my late 20s, I met a woman on the internet and dated her long distance for 5 years, flying up to visit her or her to visit me every couple of weeks. We always stayed in hotels when I visited because she had cats and I have intense allergies, and it was fun. That was the sentence he wrote.
To be fair, I find my cat allergy really intense.
It
and
really-
fun.
Honestly.
Fun.
Oh, my aching sides and streaming eyes. We spent most holidays, Christmas and Thanksgiving, with her parents. Her dad took me out boating, lots of future son time. Took her home to meet my family. Tried to move up to be closer to her a couple of times, but both times fell through due to problems with my job. But I was working on it. I decided I was going to marry her. On one trip, we decided to stay at her parents' house while they were in Florida. Walked in, and there was a note on the table from her parents that said, "We're in Florida. Case of emergency, contact our daughter Wendy or her fiance Rob." What happened next?
Oh, God.
Ooh.
It's good.
So he's not the fiance
No.
You tell
No.
me.
because, well, he hasn't said that he's asked her to marry him, or she.
Well, he decided he was going to.
He
And
also-
when a man decides
That
something,
doesn't.
Margaret,
Yeah,
those
sure.
things happen.
But also-
not in
also-
my experience.
Also, she hasn't said that she's maybe an animated cat. So there's lots of things we can dismiss
Well, yes, but he's
quickly.
allergic to.
But is he
yeah.
allergic to animated cats?
Oh yes, you're right. That makes a lot more sense.
You know?
Yeah.
Does he have an animated sneeze? I think it's something to do with the emergency, that they have to deal with an emergency and then they get back and somehow the parents have been eaten and the cats are really full.
The cats ate the parents. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna nip this one in the bud because I'm telling
Oh.
you this now. Margaret's got it.
Oh,
I might as well go. I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning, but on one trip, we decided to stay at her parents' house while they were in Florida. Walked in, and there was a note at the table from her parents that said, "We're in Florida. In case of emergency, contact our daughter, Wendy, or her fiance, Rob." Plot twist. My name is Pete. She was cheating on her boyfriend and fiance with me for 5 years, and her fucking parents were in on it. That's the creepiest shit
Yeah, it
I've
really
ever
is.
heard.
It really is. What a
Well,
weird, sick
I,
thing to
I-
do.
I hope the parents do die and get eaten by cats.
I think they have done by now. Come on.
Shit dinner
God.
party, ladies and gentlemen. Shit dinner
Here,
party.
here at the Make-A-Wish Foundation,
Yes, do they have a negative version of the Make-A-Wish Foundation where people get to
Oh, they've got to.
wreak vengeance on
make
you?
a curse, make a curse.
My daughter's
Make-
dying of cancer. She really hates
Yeah.
Piers Morgan. Could you
Yeah, the Make It
Make
Stop
that-
Foundation.
make it stop?
Could you inject Piers Morgan inside me?
Make it stop.
Right, here we go. Scenario number 3, guys. Let's see who's going to enjoy a starter. Scenario number 3.
Okay.
I'm James. I'm 42 years old. Yesterday, I got up, made coffee, and then looked on the internet. I was disturbed at what I saw.
Oh,
What is the end of that story?
I'm James. How old is he?
42.
He's 42. And yesterday,
He looked at the internet.
no, he made coffee. That's
Sorry.
Make coffee.
probably important to James.
Coffee.
He might
Made
have
coffee
had
and then
to.
looked in the internet.
Yeah.
He
I
made
don't know
me
what
coffee
he
and
thought.
looked at the internet. That's
Just
not
looked at-
how-
looked at the
Looked at
internet.
it. Just
Yeah.
casually looked.
He didn't look on the World Wide Web. He looked at the internet.
Didn't look at any websites. Didn't Google
Yeah.
anything. Just
Yeah.
So he
And
put
now
his-
he's Tron.
So he put his face into Tron, yeah.
Oh, he's giving it away.
Oh, shit.
He's Tron. That's the end of every story.
Lovely story.
Here's Tron. It's a lovely story.
I can't lie. I mean, I don't know how this is going to translate because you're not in my head. But when I read this on a website today, I howled with laughter for far too long.
Okay.
But if you want to have another crack at it.
So hang on. So he's had his coffee.
I looked at the internet and I was surprised.
Here's what I want you to
And I'm
concentrate on.
surprised
Blank or blank?
because...
He's 42 years old.
Oh,
He's
okay.
made a coffee. He's looked on the internet.
Is he... And what?
Has he seen a boob?
He has not seen it, but well,
Okay.
it is certainly a gaff,
Oh, okay.
if that's what you mean.
He
Oh.
sees a picture. It's something about he sees something unexpected and drops hot coffee on his nuts and/or penis.
No, he's just like he says. He's just disturbed at what he saw.
All right. He's disturbed that he decided to drop coffee on
Disturbed to look at the internet.
and see that he
Was it his own reflection?
Yeah.
Oh, Margaret, you know what? I'm going to give you a point for that.
And there were numbers coming out of his eyes and like
He was
Yeah.
a robot.
he was a
Right,
robot.
well-
Yeah.
The internet
Paul-
was him all along.
Yeah.
Paul's way off.
Oh.
Margaret's the closest. Here we go. I will tell you the entire story.
Okay.
I'm James. I'm 42 years old.
Hi, James.
Yesterday, I got up, made coffee, and then looked on the internet. I was disturbed at what I saw. A photo of me taken a year ago on a missing children website.
Is that it? Is that the whole
I mean,
sentence?
it's really upsetting to find out you're 42 and a missing child.
You're still a
That's
child.
fucked up.
Oh, I can't believe I'm still a child. Ugh.
I mean, I suppose in a way that's how we feel. Maybe it's nice
in
to
a
have that
way.
confirmed.
Oh no, in a way, if I saw that, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Some-
disturbed. I'd be like, yes,
Someone gets
finally, someone,
Yeah.
someone
See,
sees
what I've been saying for
what a
years is
lost
true.
child I am.
Mhm. Here we go. Final question. Margaret, you're doing really well in this round. So you're probably going to get a starter. 4. Here we go. After a visit, my grandma said to me, "See you tomorrow." And as I walked out of her hospital room, she said, finish the story.
If there is a tomorrow.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, does she say it in that voice?
Yeah, did she do it in that one? Like,
See you tomorrow.
see you
I
tomorrow.
don't think it's a threat.
Oh, she didn't do that then.
See you.
See you tomorrow, dickhead.
See you tomorrow.
That's so weird.
A
That's
little
what my-
bit of that.
That's what my grandmother used to say to me all the time.
Really? See you tomorrow, dickhead.
Hated me.
Oh, it's going to be, she said, see you tomorrow, but she died the day before.
Oh, that would have been better. Okay, well, neither of you have got that.
No.
Okay.
No points. Here we go. After a visit, my grandma said to me, "See you tomorrow." And as I walked out of her hospital room, she said, "Not." I heard her laughing down the hall at herself. She died 4 hours later.
Please, can I go like that? I mean,
And then,
I cannot tell you how much that is the way I want to go. It's so
Amazing.
funny
and then
and
she was,
awful.
and she was still considered a missing person at her funeral.
And
Not-
Margaret, you did
not-
brilliantly in that round.
did,
You
yeah.
scored 2 points. Paul, you didn't get any points.
Appalling.
So, Margaret, you're up to 4.
Wow.
Paul, how many points would you like?
I'll have 17, I suppose.
17. So you're at 47. So just edging ahead with 47 points is Paul. Margaret just a little bit behind with 4 points. But everything to play for here.
I've spilled most of my starter on the carpet.
Oh, you'll have to move on to your
Well,
main.
no, you have to eat that started then.
Out of my towels.
Yeah. Out of your-
Out of the bath mat.
eat out of your towels, Margaret.
How many times?
Well, it's new comedy now on Dave. It's Eat Out Your Towels, Margaret.
Here we go. Time for the main course. Hey, I hope you've left room for the main course, Margaret and Paul. Or if you haven't, I hope you're a pair of greedy cunts. Because now it's time for what we've all been waiting for. And we've got everything in for a proper posh meal. Vegan caviar, potatoes, Frey Bentos thermidor, and balsamic cocaine. A posh dinner is nothing without those things. But what else goes with a dinner party dinner? That's right, sitting around pretending you're something you're not. So let's have some honesty. Margaret and Paul, in order for you to qualify for your main meal, answer these questions honestly. Have you ever entertained at a dinner party? And that doesn't, I don't mean if you've been booked to go to a dinner party to professionally entertain. Although if you have got one of those stories, tell me, and then we can all mock you and laugh at you, because that's a ridiculous way to make a living.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been there, and maybe after the meal, everybody's going, oh, do you know what, let's have a sing-song, and you got, Margaret, it's your turn, or Paul, it's your turn. Have you told a joke? Have you done anything like that? Like, for instance, I went to a dinner party on more than one occasion, this is actually happening, and people did audition speeches at, audition speeches at one
a
another
dinner party.
in
You.
life.
I would have thought, Margaret. I would have thought, Margaret, that that's the sort of thing that you would have actively enjoyed messing around with anyway. Those silly with the right people.
Silly games is a different thing from getting up and going.
Yes.
This is Sonia from Uncle Vanya.
Yeah.
You know. There is an amazing story about Tom Hiddleston leaving a wedding early and saying,
that's appalling.
And saying, I haven't got you a present, and I'm sorry I have to go, but here's your present, and performing a sonnet.
Yeah.
And then leaving. I mean, I would have declared that marriage annulled, like immediately. Ruined.
Yeah. And that definitely happened, whether it happened or not.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a story. I'm not saying I've got.
Yeah, I mean,
I was there. Whether it happened.
I know. I was there. It was my wedding.
I think if anyone is going, look, the soup's a bit hot, so just while you're waiting, I'll pop on a bit of Othello for you. And, you know.
I'm just a girl who can't say no.
Othello.
No, I've never. That's Othello.
I'm just a fellow I can't say no.
I always get those confused.
I remember being at a dinner party with my lovely friend Fat Paul, and at one point, one of the dinner party guests just said, do you know what? I know this really lovely song, and I'd like to sing it for you all. Like she started by going, "Excuse me, everyone. I know this really lovely song."
Oh.
So we all, and she sang this song, and I'm not saying she sang it badly, because she sang it very well, and I'm not saying the song was bad, because
doesn't matter.
It's a fine song.
No, it doesn't.
But at the end of the song, everyone clapped, and once the clapping stopped and there was silence, my friend Fat Paul just went, "I don't know why you did that."
I have been to
it
a dinner.
Was really, really lovely.
I have been to a dinner party where the over-eager mum ushered in her daughter to perform to us, and that was fucking horrible. I think she did a Tori Amos song. It was just like
Me and a Gun.
God,
it was just nightmarish. You had to sit there going.
I thought it was Michael. With your story, I thought it was going to be the I know a song's going to really piss you off. Really piss you off. Really piss you off. You know, that one that doesn't end.
That would have been lovely, but sadly...
That would have been really funny. I'm thinking I should stop a dinner party and do that.
Good. I heard this recently, and I just want to share it with you.
Just want to share it with you. Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
I mean,
the thing is that my friends just absolutely wouldn't have it.
Do you mind if I interrupt this dinner party and just do my favourite bit from He-Man? Is that all right? Would you mind? Yes, we all fucking mind.
Guys, have you ever had to sit at a dinner table with someone you've hated for years, and did you speak to them civilly? And what was it that you really wanted to say?
Oh God, I mean, if I sat next to Hitler socially, I'd probably be polite.
But have you hated him for years?
No, he's gone off, hasn't he?
Was there a period where you quite liked him? He's all right, Hitler.
No, come on, he's all right.
Know him.
He's just insecure.
Yeah, he's got some issues. Bless. No, I don't think I've ever actually had to sit next to someone I actively loathe.
Have you ever been at a dinner party where there was someone you? I mean, the thing is, there's been.
Oh no, I've been on. Yeah, but not dinner parties, wedding receptions where they randomly place people on tables. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's the worst. But that's not really it is a dinner party, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the ultimate dinner.
The ultimate dinner party. Yeah. So yeah, I've been sat next to complete fucking arseholes.
Many parties that someone who's broken my heart is there. Is that the same thing?
Oh no!
Oh God, no, that's even better.
Hitler again.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He is a heartbreaker. He was known as a heartbreaker.
I could just
before we make love, Margaret, you must know one thing. I'm a heartbreaker.
I can just see you going round to your friend's house and like then greeting you at the door and you handing them wine, going, yeah, come on through, and then you sing the dinner table and then looking for you didn't tell me he was going to be here. Oh, I'm sorry, Hitler. Hitler, Margaret. I hope you can get through one meal.
Come on. Oh, you didn't tell me he was the starter. Oh, that's really horrible, Margaret. They're sitting.
Oh no, but I was thinking about this recently. I think that pretty much from the age of 14 to like every social event I was at, there'd been somebody who'd broken my heart or was in the process. Yeah. Mostly they didn't know who I was, but that's not the point. Is it? It was Hugh Laurie or Alan Cumming or someone else I was in love with,
or just a lorry.
Yes.
Just a passing lorry.
Lorry.
I used to love that lorry.
I've realised that I think part of me asked that question just so I could brag about a story, and now
we knew that.
I don't really.
No, you have to now.
I actually now don't feel like.
Doesn't sound like you, Michael.
No, Michael, you have to tell us.
Well, I went to a dinner party and there was a person there that we hated one another. Absolutely. Like, we used to say the most horrible, nasty things to one another. I'd only known her about a year, and when my friend who was hosting the dinner party said, "I hope this is all right, but look, it's one night, just be civil." And we were actively nasty to one another over the dinner table, just really not barbed comments, openly horrible statements to one another. And then we ended up. I ended up coming back to her place and we banged. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Well, I don't know. It's I think it's both here and there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing has now made me feel quite ashamed of myself.
And do you know who that lovely lady was? That's right.
It was Hitler.
Oh yeah, it was Hitler of the Lost Ark.
Right, here we go. Who is the stupidest famous person you've had dinner with? And I don't mean they're stupid. I mean, it's stupid that it happened. And it can't be impressive. If you've had dinner with Neil Armstrong, no one cares. Oh. We only want famous and daft. And I'm using this as an example. I once had dinner with Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears.
Was it just the two of you? Was it an accidental
date? No, there's a couple more people. But it was mental. It's like, why the fuck am I having dinner with him? It was mad.
Oh, no, I know what you mean. I once saw Chesney Hawkes at midnight mass, and my whole family became helpless with laughter because it was just really funny.
I mean, that's quite a big statement for God to hear. I am the one and only. I think I'm fine. Anyone's the one and only.
I was once in the middle of dinner on a sleeper train going down to Devon, and we were ushered out because Princess Anne wanted her dinner.
So yeah, that's a dinner party.
Everyone out. Everyone out. Princess Anne needs her dinner.
I did once
share a garlic bread with Peter Kay. And it was very, very difficult. I mean, I couldn't meet his eye as we were sharing it out because it was sort of ridiculous, and I thought he knew that everyone was
I once sat at the same. I was 11 and I was at Butlins, and I inadvertently had dinner next to grot bags. from
brilliant.
Emu's World.
I love grot bags. And apparently she was lovely.
Carol Lee Scott. Yeah, she was doing. She was Butlins Minehead, and she was doing a one-woman show there.
What was the show?
Well, she was doing anecdotes about her life and then songs. So she'd be
grot
like,
bags.
Send in
story.
the clowns, and then she go, and then I work with that con, and you know. But as a kid, I went, "That's grot bags," and I was having scampi and chips in a little basket. She would just happen to be sat on the same table.
So
that's almost like a dinner party with her, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got a sort of a similar story, but I can't remember the guy's name. You know, James Corden, who was his
Matthew Horn.
Matthew Horn, and this was after Horn and Corden, I guess, had happened, and whatever that sitcom was that Gavin and Stacey. I'm on a train on my way back from, I think, Manchester to London, and I've got, you know, that table where there's no seats in front. Basically, you've got loads of legroom. I think it's for people who might have a wheelchair. They can sit on the other side. But I've got loads of legroom, and at one point. I fell asleep while thinking, I've got my legs all stretched out. I can have a nice sleep. And when I woke up, Matthew Horn was at my feet, curled up like a dog asleep. Showbiz now.
That's so showbiz.
Oh, like a little pet.
Okay, finally.
Did you adopt him?
We had to put him down.
I would have. He seemed quite an adorable man.
Oh.
Yeah,
Have you ever been invited to a dinner party? Sorry, let me rephrase that entirely. Have you ever not been invited to a dinner party and you're sure it was because of how you behaved at their previous dinner party?
Well, how would you know? I mean, people don't advertise their dinner parties, do they? Or do they?
Of course they do. You know what? Who has such a wide group of friends that you don't know when your friend has a dinner party?
Me.
You have to, but Margaret, you do have to slightly advertise a dinner party. I mean, if you tell no one.
But when you text your friends, do you consider that advertising?
Yeah.
Advertising your...
Listen, I'm having a dinner party. By Trill. If you'd like to come at 8:00.
I'd love some Trill. I've got a real craving.
I've got a real hankering for Trill.
No, I was thinking about this, and I don't go to any dinner parties now, and so I'm wondering
your
if
choice
is still having them. Then I'm not invited. I thought, people aren't having them, but I'm now. Just since you asked that question, I'm now thinking.
That's what I mean. I mean, I know that I'm not invited for a good reason. It's not like
is that out of time CD, Michael?
Yeah, I nick stuff and I argue with people that I'm clearly attracted to.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible person, so don't invite me. But say you're not inviting me. Don't go, oh, nothing's happening. I mean, no one actually says that.
No. But also, I don't get texts saying you're not invited.
You are emphatically not invited.
You are.
Margaret, I have my phone in my hand, and tonight you're
I will now.
I know for a fact. I went to a dinner party once, and I did very drunk, and I did do literally the most cliche thing of spill red wine on a couch and a carpet, and I'm so sorry, trying to deal with all that. And I know a bit later on I was... Sorry?
I said, it's horrible.
Yeah, and then a bit later on, I was very drunk, and then at one point I just said, can we change this music? It's bloody awful. And then the guy went, that's my son's band. My
grandmother knitted that techno on her deathbed.
And then Granny comes in, jungle is massive! And then,
Well, it sounds like a good party, to be honest. Sounds like you.
So I know I was definitely never invited back there again.
Well, end of that round. Let's have a look at the scores. I think, Margaret, you probably got 1 point taken away from you. And that, Paul, how many points did you like?
Can I give Margaret 30 points, but then they eat the rest of her points,
right?
And then they come back to me.
So 0 for Margaret, and and you're up to 77. God,
Oh,
wow.
gosh.
You're actually, all of a sudden, you're actually really taking off, Paul. So that was a great round. Paul, ahead of the game at the moment, still all to play for with 77.
Okay,
Margaret down to 0.
Sorry, can I ask, is there all to play for? Because it seems to me like I should probably go to bed.
No.
Margaret,
You might have
wind your
noticed.
fucking naked.
You might have noticed, Margaret, that somewhere there's something gently ticking in your house.
Yes, I've been hearing that.
Yeah,
I thought it was a smoke alarm.
This is where this comes into play
You've
quite
got a
heavily.
clockwork smoke alarm.
I do actually. I've got a very old-fashioned flat too.
A wind-up smoke alarm.
Oh, it's my grandfather's smoke alarm. Oh, the old wooden pendulum-swinging grandfather's smoke alarm.
Oh, sorry, this is my grandfather's internet. It's a bit old.
Now, here we go. The entertainment. Yeah. What is a dinner party without a little bit of fun entertainment?
Peace and quiet.
Let's get out our holiday snap, spin the bottle and sing a song, and then put our car keys in a bowl and shag each other to hell and back. Luckily, none of us drive. Thank fuck for that. So for that very reason, who will entertain us tonight? And here's the truth of this. Do you remember this from last time, Margaret? I thought this would be a bit where we'll hilariously show a video of someone being embarrassing because they can't sing or they died in their eyes at a stand-up gig. And I actually thought, who the fuck am I to judge these people? It's pathetic. So let's just take a break. I think that's fair enough. We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back in just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
A minute.
Yeah.
Minute.
See you
Smaller
right
than a
back.
moment.
See you back here right after these messages.
How can I connect my hi-fi to my TV?
So what's the right mobile for me?
Got a radio alarm to wake him before me?
Which TV will work in a caravan?
How can I steer clear of traffic jams? Got a portable
Need a little help this Christmas?
What's a suitable microsystem for my son?
Come to Tandy. We've got helpful people who'll give you sensible advice.
Got a battery for my car?
Tandy, you've got questions, we've got answers.
You always look so relaxed that, it could be
You're
going well,
looking
could
too
be going
relaxed,
badly.
Danny.
Stop.
Oh, well, welcome back. Welcome back. Now, listen, guys, can I just ask you, that advert that we just played, I mean, that's how we get the revenue on this thing. And if you do want to contribute, please put some money in the bucket at the end of the show. Thank you. But also, then we can do more of these things. But that's neither here nor there. That advert, that was a Tandy advert from somewhere in the 90s. I couldn't specifically put a year on it because, quite frankly,
that
even
one.
though I'm in it, I have no memory of that advert whatsoever.
It's one of your other lives.
It is completely, I honestly don't remember it. So what I'm asking you right now is, did I persuade you to buy a Walkman?
You look like one of the children from the corn at the end of it. It's just the most frightening thing, like a mid-witch cuckoo that's going for a fucking crisis.
I do not know that guy.
Yeah.
I really don't know that guy. So,
But I like Tandy.
You like Tandy?
You've killed Tandy, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Tandy doesn't
Tandy.
exist. Yeah.
This of course, was Jessica Tandy, who made all these.
Yes, she
items.
was weird. Yeah, she was
a
like
whiz.
Hedy Lamarr, unlikely
yeah.
scientific genius.
She was a whiz, wasn't she?
Do you know what? I like it. I
It was
like
a
your
poppin'.
stick, Margaret. I like that you said, that I destroyed Tandy. So you're getting a point for that.
Yeah.
Paul, you didn't really say anything.
No.
Which makes me think you're quite a humble man. So 50 points.
Thank you.
So at 127 points there, Paul.
At this
Margaret
point,
won.
I'd be calling for a cab if I wasn't in my own Prosecco sodden room.
Do you know what? If you don't
Maybe you could do with a cab. Take it
Maybe
somewhere
if you
else.
fucking rein your neck in, Margaret, I will order you a cab. And I will bring you around to my house. Okay?
I take
So
it back.
think
I
about
take
that.
it back. Please don't make me come and see you.
Now,
God.
it's the final course of the shit dinner party. This is it, the final part of the show. Who's got a sweet tooth? What's a meal without afters? Sorbet, wafer thin mint, wine, argument on the way home, divorce, and revenge. That's how all dinner parties end. In fact, it's often the favourite part of the meal for some people. No starter, no main course, just dessert. But who else deserves their just desserts? Answer these questions in our final quick-fire round, and let's find out. So fingers on buzzers, contestants, here we go. Quick-fire round. This is pretty much the end. This is all to play for. Don't forget, Paul, 127. Margaret, you're just behind on 1. Here we go. Question number 1. Guinness, the first major brewery to go completely vegan, was founded in which country?
Lebanon.
Okay, so that's 0 points there. It's Ireland. Okay.
What?
Question number 2. In the UK 2019 general election, Boris Johnson and the Tories won by a landslide, with most votes coming from which of the 4 countries?
What 4 countries?
Which of
the
the
4 countries.
Which of the
Yeah.
4 countries?
Mm-hmm.
I might recycle. I'm going to recycle Margaret's answer. The Lebanon.
It's England. That's a
Oh.
shame. No points so far. Okay. Question number 3. The winner of the Irish War of Independence, 1919 to 1921, was Ireland. Who came last?
Was it you?
No,
Was it-
I am Ireland.
Was it ITV3?
It was England. Shame.
Oh.
Listen, the clock's ticking. John Jolly, the inventor of colour photography, was born in Ireland in 1857. Which country was fucking Tom Hiddleston born in? It was England. Okay. Liam Bell, Mary Kenny, and comedian Tara Flynn have one thing in common. They're all prominent Irish feminists. What do Fred West, Peter Sutcliffe, and Dennis Nilsson all have in common?
Is it that they're all from the Lebanon?
No,
The
wrong.
feminists.
It's they're all murdering English bastards.
Right.
6. Where did dickheads come from?
England.
Oh, you probably heard the buzzer, and if you didn't hear the buzzer, it's because you two are English and you're silencing me. It was England. I'm so sorry. No points at all at the end of that.
I've never heard of it, this England.
Paul, I really did like how you tried, so I'm going to give you 70 points.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I've got like Irish relatives.
So have
So
I.
do I, Margaret. Do you think I fucking go on about it? Now, we're out of time, and I'm so sorry that we're out of time. Let's have a look at the scores. So, at the end of that, we have Margaret doing really, really super well with 1 point.
Oh.
I think an improvement on last time.
Yeah.
And Paul, the champion of tonight's shit dinner party, with 197 points. That's it for Paul Litchfield.
Thank you.
Paul Litchfield. Now, Paul, your prize is, as was Dan Mercer's prize last time.
Right.
Your prize is you don't need to do the next one.
Oh my God, that's a gift that just keeps on giving.
It's really good, but unfortunately, Margaret, we do insist that you have to go. Listen, buck up your ideas. So we're out of time, and I'm so sorry for this, but we really do have to go. Thanks so much for joining us here on Michael Legg's Ship Dinner Party. I'd like to thank my lovely guests, who are Margaret Caborn-Smith and Paul Litchfield. You've been great guests at home too. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to donate so we can do it again. Thank you, but no more time. So, oh fucking hell! I'm not even kidding you about this. Shit, I'm not kidding you. I was supposed to do something right at the beginning of the show, and I'll fuck it. Oh! Welcome to the Faulty Tower Shit Dinner Party experience. Oh! Don't mention Germany. I did it once, but I'm great. Look, if I'd set that up at the beginning, that all would have worked. And that, honestly, that was going to be brilliant, because I had great plans for this. I was going to make Paul eat a poison rat, and then I was going to hit Margaret with a branch. That was going to be a really lovely tribute to a comedy classic.
That would have been really secular and beautiful, wouldn't it?
Unfortunately, we're out of time, so we'll just have to do it next time.
Yeah.
To Margaret, thank you. To Paul, thank you. Kenny, our tech genius, thank you. Until the next shit dinner party, Fine, fine.
Goodbye. Get back to me book.
At least I don't wee out of my bum.